Hi Aries, Sun, Moon, Ascendant, or Venus. This is Dane, and I'm going to be doing your January 16th to the 31st, 2021 reading for you. Now, I ask if this reading resonates with you, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and also to subscribe to my channel. And if you would like to be notified whenever I upload new videos, and I upload all the time, just hit the bell notification button. And if you're interested in any of the cards that I'm using, they will all be listed and linked in the description box below. Now, before we begin this reading, just to let you know that there are some people going around being imposters of me in the description box below, soliciting for readings, soliciting for whatever they might be up to this week. Don't engage with them. It is not me. I will not be soliciting you for anything. So just report them to YouTube. I am trying to keep abreast of the situation as best as I can. So just report them and ignore them. Okay, that said, now let's dive into this reading and let's dive into this meditation, clearing away negative energy, raising our own positive energy, and releasing anything that is holding us back, all stress, worries, doubts, and fears. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. Releasing all negativity from the body like storm clouds. Letting yourself feel calm, centered, and at peace as you enter into this safe and loving space. Awesome. So let's let the bowl sing as we see what the tarot has to say. Aries, January 16th to the 31st, 2021 Aries. 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 Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading. And show me clearly, angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels. And spirit guides, angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Fantastic. All right, let me move this a bit closer, my camera a bit closer, so that you can see better. Okay, hopefully that's better for everyone. Yes, that looks a lot better. Fantastic. Before you were off in like outer space. Okay, so let's see what the chakra energy is for this time. Aries, January 16th to the 31st, 2021, Aries. January 16th to the 31st, 2021, Aries. January 16th to the 31st, 2021, Aries. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Fantastic. So we have here spiritual awakening, which is absolutely beautiful, the crown chakra. And we're going to see how this all equates with the tarot in just a moment. Then we have communication, the third chakra. And then we have here self-mastery, and this is the solar plexus chakra. Now the left-hand side is your inner self. The middle is your heart, your emotional self. The right-hand side, the public arena, the public self. So we're starting off with the world, which is absolutely beautiful in your inner self. We then have the Queen of Coins, the 10 of Cups, which is gorgeous, and the 6 of Swords. Then we have the 4 of Swords, the Tower, the Magician, and we have the 8 of Swords. We have the Queen of Cups, water sign energy, Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer, and of course with the Queen of Coins, that's earth sign energy, Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn right here. Then we have the Chariot, strong Cancer energy, really coming forward in the public arena. So you could be dealing with a Cancer during this time or just having very strong Cancer energy coming forward. This is a time frame of June 21st to July 22nd. You have the 2 of Swords. And you have the Lovers, which is strong Gemini energy. Time frame is May 21st to June 20th, and that's very interesting because the Gemini time frame goes right into the Cancer time frame. So that's going to be very interesting. You could be setting something up for this time, or something that you're setting up during this time for yourself is really going to be taking effect or moving forward, or changing things in the public arena for you around the Gemini Cancer time period, which of course seems so far away because it kind of is, but my goodness, does time fly so fast. So it can be here before we know it, most definitely. And then let's look at the people who are going to be aiding you during this time. So who are the people who are going to be aiding Aries? January 16th to the 31st, 2020 Aries. January 16th to the 31st, 2020 Aries. January 16th to the 31st, 2020 Aries. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels. Ooh, fantastic. This one. So let's see. We have the Princess of Pentacles, earth sign energy, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. This is a person who sees financial matters, who sees things when it comes to prosperity, or what you view to be as valuable as money. They see things differently, and they're going to be inspiring you in a different way. It's like, well, why can't I open up that door? Or why can't I look at things this way? And you're just going to be inspired. It's like it starts to open up a world to you where you're like, huh, why not? Instead of the why, there's a lot of in January 2021, and there's a lot in 2021 of kind of like, why not? Why not move forward this way? Why not go after things like this? And so this is a younger energy. It can be somebody who might be more mature in years, but is younger in spirit. That just sits there and pushes the envelope, has you seeing things differently, has you looking at yourself differently. And it's calling forth prosperity. It's calling forth this interconnectedness that you're like, huh, that's really different. I didn't expect that to be my way forward. And then it leads you here to the King of Pentacles. It leads you again to earth sign energy, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. And this is a sense of a very mature interconnectedness, prosperity, kind of somebody who has made it, or in their world has made it. And so for them, they're very secure within themselves. And even if you look at them and you think, oh, you could have a bigger house or you could have a fancier car, they're content. And it's that contentedness that you are going to be really drawn to, Aries, because during this time, it's not going to be about the quantity of things. It's going to be about the quality. And you're going to be seeing that quality being so powerful and so important to you. It's the quality of the interactions. It's the it's going to be more about the quality of people instead of the quality of things. And even with things, you're going to sit there and think, well, maybe if I save, a little bit, I can get something that's nicer instead of something that's instantaneous. That's also going to be very important. Filling your home, filling your life with beautiful, substantial things is going to be very important to you. I'm just seeing this as like beautiful sense, beautiful sensory, taking things in. It's like sensory power. And this is going to be a person that helps you see this, helps you see the prosperity in the everyday or in the things that could easily be overlooked. And it leads you to the Queen of Swords, air sign energy, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. This is a person who has a way with words, has a way with communication, is very much in their element, looks at things and questions and seeks and dives deeper. And again, it's that why not type of mentality. Now, this person can be a little bit abrasive at times and they might not even know it, but they also have this brilliant quick wit and this way with words. And you're sitting there and it's like, I never looked at it like that, or I never asked that question. And they're opening up this door, and you're going to find that this person is very much a warrior, even though when you first look at them, you're going to think not warrior at all. But as you dive deeper into their personality, or as you dive deeper into whatever form of media they're inspiring you through, or whatever form of thought they're inspiring you through, it's like, wow, they had to be this warrior to cut through the barriers that held them back, to cut through the doubt, the fear, or just to even start to see this reality and embrace this reality. And this is opening up a world to you that is really quite stunning and is really quite, inspiring and empowering. And it's like, I never saw it that way before. And you are very much being inspired and being emboldened. Now, with the chakra cards, we have spiritual awakeness, the crown chakra, communication, the throat chakra, and self-mastery. There is a sense of being crowned here with the awakening of the world, with the awakening of your spirit, of your soul, of yourself, of what you desire, of your way forward. And as you are awakening, you're saying, this is me. This is who I need to be. And you're crowning yourself with your beauty. You're crowning yourself with your glory. And you're saying, this is my power to move forward. This is the place that I need to stand, body, mind, spirit, and soul. And so your crown, your thoughts, your mind are really they're being uplifted. They're being kind of morphed and changed and enlightened through divinity, through spirit, and through this power and this way forward. And as you are embracing this, you are embracing you. You're going to find at times as you're moving forward and you're going to find yourself on this path and it's like, wow, I can open up this door. I can move forward this way. You might find that during this time, because you're having this awakening come and you're having your mind kind of open, you're having your mind open. You might find, and I'm not speaking negativity over you at all, but there can be a increase of headaches, or maybe you don't feel well at this moment because you're opening up this world, and it's that last pull to hold you back, to say, oh no, you can't walk forward that way lays dragons. But you're slaying the dragons, you're slaying the beasts that hoard over the prosperity and the bounty that you want in your life and that keep it in the shadows. And now it's coming to the surface. So just be mindful. It's just a little bit of a warning, drink a lot of water, take good care of yourself, get fresh air. And then we have communication with the throat chakra. You are going to be communicating on multifaceted different levels. You are going to be looking at the way people look, the way people interact, the way, the looks that people give each other, the way that they stand next to each other. You're going to be taking this all in subconsciously, if not consciously. And you are coming to conclusions. You're looking at things and you're like, oh, well, that's what they're saying and that's what they're meaning. And you can be bringing so much more to the table than this person, or, decoding so much more than this person even knows that they're bringing to the table. So when you communicate during this time, you're communicating way higher than other people. And they might not be ready for this. They might not be knowing that they're bringing in an argument that they had with a spouse or with a partner, or, with their kids before they had to talk to you. So just know here that there is going to be this sensitivity in communication, and you will have a tendency during this time to take it on yourself and then want to fix it, because that's just going to be who it is that you are during this time. It's like, I have a problem, I need to fix it, we're going to move forward like this, everything's going to be great. And so here it's kind of like, step back, see the prosperity, see the way that you can move forward with the least conflict and embrace it. and embrace it, and know that you are picking up on so much more than they know that they're bringing to the table, and it adds to a richness of your understanding. Just don't internalize it, don't personalize it, because it can lead things to being very overwhelming spiritually and personally for you if you do. If you sit there and say, oh, well, this is my fault, because it's not going to be your fault. Then we have self-mastery. This is the solar plexus chakra. Listen to your gut. This is going to be a time where if you have a gut feel, listen to it. Listen to what your gut is saying to you. Listen to the way that you need to move forward. Listen to what it is that you desire, because this is a time where you're putting you into alignment, and you might not know that you're putting you into alignment. But if you stop listening to your gut, if you stop listening to the way your body reacts to food, when the way your body reacts to certain drinks, things like that, you're going to be doing yourself a disservice. So this is really embracing the fact that this is me, this is who I need to be, and also your instincts with things. If you're, going somewhere and you think, oh, well, that person makes me feel uneasy, listen to that. Or, oh, maybe I shouldn't go into, that place today, or maybe I should, change this plan to this. It just feels right. Do it. Do it, because it winds up being spiritually much more right for you. If not, just every day much more right for you, because there's this sense of, for moments there, just being in alignment and having this personal comprehension and power. Now, this is the fantastical menagerie, or the menagerie beast from Baba Studios. So all the people here are also animals. So just to let you guys know it's fun, it's whimsical, and I thought it was rather enchanting. So let's see here, and I'm so glad to be able to share these with you. So we start off with the world in your inner self. Now, this is the world opening up. This is you saying, again, it's like, why not? Why can't I move forward this way? Why aren't I, able to move to where it is that I want to be and what it is that I desire? And this is a sense of looking at your world and embracing a richness to it and saying, this is what I want. Here you have this beautiful grasshopper in a tutu, like being like a ballerina or a dancer, or just any sort of dancer. So here, it's opening up that world. It's saying, why can't I embrace this expression, this joy, this understanding, this brilliance, this personage, this truth? And you're going to see yourself opening to the world much more openly, much more honestly than you had before. Before, there had been doors closed, and you didn't even realize that you closed them for yourself. It could be self-preservation. It's like, oh, well, I can't move forward this way because negativity was spoken over me when I was small, or, I tried this once and I failed, so I'm not going to try it again. Now, this is a time of saying, why not? Yes, I might have failed once upon a time, but why not start this story again? Or why not see this new chapter, embrace this new chapter, and move forward in this truth? Because as you do so, you're going to see yourself really embracing the Queen of Coins. And that's why you're so drawn to the coins, to the pentacles, with the inspiration, because there's this sense of prosperity. There's this sense of opening up the world to you. And there's this sense of power and brilliance and truth and a coming together. And so here with the Queen of Coins, it's like, I get to share this prosperity with those that really matter to me. I get to share this prosperity with my world and myself, and to bring forward what I value, what is of value to me, what I value as much as money or money itself. I get to bring it forward into my life and get to claim it, instead of saying, oh, well, I'm not worthy of this, or, oh my gosh, if I could just have the bare minimum just to scrape by, I'd be so thankful. And it's sitting there and saying, I deserve more. I deserve to not just scrape by my whole entire life. I deserve to thrive. I deserve to move forward in prosperity and in blessing, because you are going to find that the words that you speak over you, and you're going to see this with the world, really dictate how the world opens up to you. Does the world embrace you? Does the world, sit there and say, you're right, the world is open to you. You can be so much more than you thought you could be, and the doors are opened in a way that you never expected? Or is the world going to sit there and say, oh, okay, you just want that small little bit. You want crumbs. Okay, we can do crumbs. And so here, the prosperity is coming forward. It's sitting there and saying, well, aren't I worthy of this? And you might be having a bit of a war with yourself, because we have generational curses that we deal with. And generational curses, I always sit there and I think, that's very dramatic, the way to put it. And it can be a bit scary. But a generational curse is that negativity that was spoken over you as you grew, okay? But it was spoken over you because the people who raised you had it spoken over them. And it was always that sense of, of we can't, And they didn't mean to, or maybe they meant to. Maybe they meant to beat you down. Maybe they meant to sit there and squash the dreams because they were so broken themselves. And so it was just something that you grew with. Oh, we don't believe in ourselves because, or I don't get to believe in myself because I wasn't as smart as my sibling, or I wasn't the person that my parents wanted me to be. That's on them. It's not on you. And so we take these curses, this negativity that was spoken over us when we were small and we grew with, and we also grew with coping mechanisms and ways to sit there and say, well, I just get to protect myself. I get to protect myself through closing the door before I let people in, through, just staying quiet and staying small and trying not to make noise, or going for jobs and, being in relationships with people who just don't appreciate me because I'm not worth anything, because I was told once upon a time that I wasn't worth anything. But that story has ended. That story gets to end. Another person does not get to write our truth in our future anymore. And so here, with the Queen of Coins, with the Queen of Pentacles, you are opening up your world. You are opening up your prosperity. You are sitting there and you are saying, why not? Why can't I have the wealth that I want? And you can sit there and just list everything that you want, even if it's outrageous. I want a mansion. Well, you don't really, if you boil it down, maybe you don't really want a mansion because that's a lot of taxes and that's a lot to pay and everything like that. Maybe you want just to be able to have a secure, nice place to live. That's yours. Because it's an old Nordic saying, and it says, better to be king of a cottage than servant in a castle. So better to be king of what you have and have it outright than to be a servant to, everything that has to be paid and everything that has to go out. And here, that's what you're seeing. You're seeing your prosperity. And it might not be the way the world is trying to sell it to you, but it is the way that you need it. It is the way that you're embracing it. It's the way that you're enjoying it, to bring laughter and beauty into your life. Because as you embrace this, we have the 10 of Cups right here. And the 10 of Cups is prosperity and it's success. And the 10 of Cups is they all live happily ever after. It is finally that beauty coming in. And it doesn't have to be how everybody else expects the happily ever after to come. It has to be the happily ever after that's right for you. And Aries, you're claiming your truth. You're claiming your power. You're saying, this is me. This is what I want from life. And, for somebody else, that's what they want. And I can't make myself somebody else. I get to be me. And I get to enjoy my life the way that I enjoy it, the way that I love it, the way that I embrace it. And so as you have this power coming forward, and as you have this beauty being a part of you, you get to embrace your joy, your love, your light, your beauty, your laughter, your sense of peace. And it doesn't have to be like everybody else. It just has to be like you. And as you embrace this, the 6 of Swords takes all the knowledge and all the wisdom that you have worked so hard for, and it brings it together, and it moves you forward. It moves you to being inspired. It moves you to sitting there and seeing things differently and truly, and embracing the choppy waters, and sitting there and saying, okay, well, I might not know every single step of the way, the way that I'm moving forward, but I do know that I'm heading in the right direction because I have this wisdom and I've gained this truth. And at times you're going to have to change course, but you are heading towards something so much more than what you had expected. You're heading towards a freedom and a beauty and an understanding that is just greater than what you thought. And as that opens up to you, you embrace, you embrace your heart. And your heart is crowned with the 4 of Swords. Your heart is looking at everything that you have been through, all the disappointments, all the upsets, all the upheaval. And it's time to step back, and it's time to relax, and it's time to look at it. It's time to look at what has made you you. The story that has made you you. It's like watching a really good movie. You don't just fall into a movie and automatically know everything. It's the build-up, right? And that's what you're doing here. You're looking at the build-up to your story. And some of the most touching movies, touching books, touching works of art aren't the happiest all the time. And so we're looking at this, and we're looking at ourselves. And instead of sitting there and saying, well, I should have known better there, and I can't believe I was such a fool here, and there I was weak, that's weakness, and I'm never going to be weak like that again, and, I can't make that mistake, and, we look at our past, and we just dump on ourselves. We sit there and we get so angry with ourselves for the failures, for the shortcomings, for the hindsight that is always going to be 2020. And the perfect comeback, and, not dating the wrong person, and the perfect way forward. That's not life. Life has little tragedies in it, and then it has bigger tragedies in it. And it's looking at things, and it's saying, I get to move forward in my truth, and I get to honor every single step, every single heartbreak, and pain, and disappointment, and anger, and upheaval, and chaotic, terrible moment, and every single beautiful moment. Because it has made me me. And nothing was wasted. Nothing was a mistake. I get to embrace my grace, my soul, my love, myself. And as I do so, I embrace my heart, my truth. And so this is looking back, and this is honoring who it is that you are. And not only who it is that you are, but because you're honoring who you were, you're honoring who you are, and you're honoring who you will be. And this then leads you to the tower. And the tower is the change. This is when God, Source, Spirit, however you see the divine, the universe, has kicked you out of your comfort zone and has moved you forward and is saying, this is the way it has to be. This is what you are going after. This is what you need. And you're sitting there and you're looking at it. It's like, this is terrible. Like, I don't like this. I don't want this. This isn't okay with me. But then as the months go on, as the years go on, it could be even days, it could be really short. You're like, oh, that's why that happened. Or that's why that upset me. That's why that opened up that floodgate. That's how I'm moving forward. And the tower kicks you out of that comfort zone. It is divinity stepping in and saying, I need you to move forward. We had an agreement. Long before you came down to this earthly plane, we had an agreement that this was what you were going to learn. This is how you were going to move forward. This is who you wanted to be. And yes, we can kind of renege on our agreement and sit there and not move forward and not grow and not understand. But we can also embrace our agreement and say, okay, I have this situation. I have this hand that was dealt to me. How do I move forward? How do I embrace my grace? How do I embrace this change? Like, how do I embrace this metamorphosis of soul, self, and being? And that's what the tower brings forward. It can be chaotic times because growth, it's like growing pains. It's never fun. It's never easy, but it is absolutely necessary. And it brings us to, and I'm just reading here, inspire. It brings us to the magician, and it brings us to being absolutely inspired. Absolutely inspired. And I know this can be a bit of an interesting card, but it is that inspiration forward. And I see this as very much being, Caesar, sitting there, and you have the snakes in the balcony, and you have the people down below, and it's like, how do I move forward in this truth? How do I embrace this grace? How do I show people? Thinking this very much as Shakespeare, like, how do I show people what they need to see without them realizing it? And that's the way that the magic happens. That's the way you inspire. All the world's a stage, and all the men and women simply players. And that's what you're embracing here. You're embracing the fact that the world is a stage, and you are showing this inspiration forward. And it can be that it shows this truth to people who don't want to see it. And it opens up this world to you that really does move you forward in this grace, in this power, in this dignity, in this truth. So from the tower, from the hardship, and you can see here, it's like a cow being held by a wolf. It's like from this hardship comes prosperity, comes understanding, comes this inspiration that kind of turns the world on its head and becomes something that people talk about, because it is what inspired us. It is what moves people forward. It is what becomes so much more than we expected. And it becomes that sense of, oh, I didn't think of this. And oh, I didn't realize this. And I didn't realize that I can harness these aspects of my being, the fire, the passion of me, the waters of me, the soul healing truth of me, the air that fills my lungs and that, guides me forward and strengthens me, and the earth that supports me and nourishes me. And so you're embracing all of this as you inspire others, because you are really calling forward the true extent of the beauty that is around you and the true extent of the power that is around you. And it leads you to this place of majesty. And as this place of majesty opens up within your heart, you have the Eight of Swords right here. And the Eight of Swords is like doubt, fear, hardships, pains, disappointments. It's like, can I move forward? And the answer is absolutely. Absolutely. Absolutely, you can move forward. There aren't going to be these hardships that always hold you back. There aren't going to be these doubts that always come within the mind. Or, yes, you might always doubt yourself. I mean, believe me, I completely understand self-doubt. But there is this statement. It's kind of like, believe in yourself. Okay, so right here, I have believe, if you can see that. And I have synapsis alba, which is mustard seed. It's a botanical name for mustard seed. And it's my favorite word is believe. And it's facing inward because I have terrible self-doubt. And I will not move things forward. But when I'm sitting there and I'm working on something, I read this and it's for me. It's like I read this and it's like, just believe, just one step forward, one step forward. And that's what the Eight of Swords is making us do. It's like that one step forward because it is a cage. It is doubt, it is fear, it is negativity, it is anger, it is upset, it is upheaval. And it's saying, I can't. I'm going to be stuck here forever. I just know it. I'm never going to be able to get out of this. And it's saying just one step. Just believe that you can take one step. Because if you can take that one step, then you can take another step forward. You can start looking at your mind and looking at yourself and saying, this is what I need to heal. This is who I need to be. You know, this is what I love. This is what I desire. This is how I need to move forward. And so with the Eight of Swords, it's looking at what's holding you back. And it's looking at it. And it might even be calling it to the table, which sounds like an odd thing to do when you have these hurts and these pains. It's saying, okay, let me look at that aspect of myself. Why is it that every time I want to be in a relationship, you know, things get mucked up, or I always pick the wrong person? Or why is it that I can't go for that job that I really, really want? Why is it that I'm afraid to follow my dreams, to go after what it is that I long for? And it's calling that part of you to the table. You might not know what it looks like. You know, you could be outside, you could be calling it to the garden, wherever it is that you feel, excuse me, comfortable being. Call it forward. And as you call it forward, give it a face. It starts to take on a face. You can just think of it as an abstract shape. You can think of it as a color, you know, whatever it is that you need to visualize it as, an object. But then you start giving it human form because it's easier to connect visualizationally. That's not a word. But as you visualize, it's easier to connect with the human form. And so as you're looking at it and as it starts to take form before you, ask it, why? Why am I so afraid? Why am I holding myself back? Why can't I move forward the way that in my heart, in my soul, I desire to? What is it that is stopping me? And it's knowing that your angels are right around you. It's knowing that divinity wants you to embrace your magic, wants you to inspire not only yourself as you're in the moment, as you're on the stage, you know, being you, performing this beautiful, beautiful play that is your life, okay? What is it that is holding you back? What have you been through? What tower times have you been through that have kept you small or just waiting for the next shoe to drop or just thinking, oh my gosh, I just can't? And what aren't you honoring within your heart, the heartbreaks, the pains, the disappointments that have made you? But you see them as making you just a bit broken and everybody else gets to be whole. Here's a secret. Everybody in this world is broken. It's just, we're all broken differently. And we're really good at hiding it. And so here, as you call it to the table, as you have this conversation, you start to free yourself. You start to unravel things that have been holding you back. And it leads you then to the public arena. It leads you to the Queen of Cups. It leads you to saying, I am ruling my life and only my life. And here, as you have this like beautiful swan just sitting there basking in her glory, and you have this person fishing in the background, you know, it's like, what is it that I need to embrace so that I can be just secure in my space and take up my space instead of being apologetic? You know how when you bump into a chair, you apologize? Or if that's just me, like I do that. And it's like, why I do that? Then why do I have to apologize for something that I didn't even hurt? You know? So here, it's looking at things and it's saying, take up space. Not in a bad way, but in a I am present way. This is who I am. This is what I need. This is how I'm moving forward. And that's what the Queen of Cups does. The Queen of Cups, just like the King of Cups, realizes I am ruling only me. And as I rule me, I embrace my power and my understanding and my brilliance. And this is a time for me to embrace my love and to drink deeply of the waters of my truth. Because as you do so, you have the Chariot. you start moving yourself forward. And now this is such a cute chariot because, you have the snails running it, but I just look at the roses here. It's like, it's so beautiful. It doesn't matter how fast you're going. It doesn't matter, if other people laugh. It matters the beauty that is going into the race, the beauty that is going into moving you forward and embracing what you desire and looking at what it is that you love. The chariot is a sense of, I control my truth. I move forward in what I desire, and nobody gets to tell me otherwise. And so here you're moving forward, and you might not be moving as quickly as you want. And there is a sense at times of really needing to embrace divine timing. And you have this queenly energy right here. So you're going to be much more inclined to be very kind of introspective. You have the magician, which makes you seen by others, which makes you standing before the altar of your existence, embracing your truth and what you desire and your way forward. And so here, because you are going to be more introspective, because you're not going to need to tell everybody every 5 seconds of every day, what you're doing and how you're moving forward and what it is that you want. You keep things more to yourself, but you're astoundingly skilled. You're astoundingly skilled as you're, traversing your terrain, as you're looking at what it is that you desire, as you're moving forward. And as you do this, what you're looking at is you're looking at the Two of Swords. You're looking at the doubts, the fears, the sense that, somebody has your back, and you need to pick the way forward. You need to see this truth. And do I move forward where I'm always fighting for where I fit or for who I am, or do I move forward embracing simply me? My power, my grace, my understanding, my brilliance, myself. And the Two of Swords is looking at things differently. The Two of Swords is opening up your truth, is opening up your understanding. And it's looking at very unexpected allies that come your way. And it brings you then to the Lovers. Now, this unexpected ally could be a Cancer energy, and it could be a Gemini energy, but it is going to be somebody that is very ruled by the heart and by emotional understandings, and will ask you something like, well, what's your gut feel about this? Like, I understand the facts, I understand everything that you're giving me, but what do you feel? Because this is what I feel. This is how I'm looking at it. Do you have that same fire in you? And there's going to be something here where, like, you're asked, like, are you as passionate about this as I am? Or like there could even be this conversation between your subconscious self and your conscious self where it's like, well, are you going to jump in or are you going to hold yourself back? And it isn't a sense of being reckless, but it is a sense of saying, yeah, like I'm going to start planning this. I'm going to start looking at this. I'm going to start opening this world to me. Because as you do, you follow what you love and you start falling in love with life. And it's so different than you thought it was going to be, but it is so much more enchanting than you thought it was going to be. This is love. This is the angels blessing you. This is divinity watching over you. This is you falling in love with your life, falling in love with your soul, falling in love with yourself, and moving forward in that love. And it's not caring. It's not caring what others think. It's not caring what others see. It's embracing that love and that joy and that prosperity. So let's go deeper. Aries. January 16th to the 31st, 2021 Aries. January 16th to the 31st, 2021 Aries. January 16th to the 31st, 2021 Aries. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Ooh, okay. I love that. Just fell out. They want to be right here. So, okay. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. One bonus card. Fantastic. And then let's look at the people that you need to be mindful of during this time. Who are the people that Aries needs to be mindful of? January 16th to the 31st, 2021 Aries. January 16th to the 31st, 2021 Aries. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. angels and spirit guides. Right, so we have right here the King of Cups. This is going to be a person who is, they're too emotionally manipulative. The King of Cups in its positive form knows that they rule only their lives. The King of Cups in their negative form uses emotional manipulation to rule other people's lives, to get them to do what they want. They might have a big dog, or they might have a very big bark. Like they can yell really, really loud. Now, it might be that their bark is worse than their bite, but it's also like you don't want to test it and you don't want to be bothered by it, especially during this time, Aries, because this is not a time where you suffer fools well at all. You're going to sit there and be like, well, who the heck are you to tell me what to do? And this is a person who sits there and is just emotionally manipulative and emotionally very draining. So just be mindful. Be mindful of the energy that they're stealing from you. And then we have the Prince of Swords. This is somebody who is needing to slay their own dragons and might not be seeing it right now. This is an air sign energy, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Now, do note these people don't necessarily just have to be a water sign energy, an air sign energy. They're embracing these characteristics during this time. So with the air sign energy here, this is somebody who needs to slay their demons, who needs to look at their truths, who needs to move forward in this way and say, this is me, this is who I am, but they're having a bit of trouble with it. So they're going to try and kind of lash out at everything else instead of what really needs to be seen, what really needs to be looked at. So just be mindful of that. And then we have right here the last one, which is the Prince of Pentacles, Earth sign energy, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. This is somebody who is very slowly and very steadily trying to build their foundation. They're not getting anywhere. They're going to get very frustrated. They're going to think that they're defending the right thing, but they're not. And so here, it's kind of like they're wasting their energy, and you could sit there and really want to get involved and sit there and say, oh, I can help you out, or let's look about this, let's look at this, let's talk about this. They're just not going to be interested. They only see one way, and until they broaden up the way that they see things and what they're looking at and the way that they're building their world, they're never going to be able to move forward in true prosperity. So we have here the Ten of Cups. You have the World. So you had the World and the Ten of Cups here, and now you have the World and the Ten of Cups again. So that's beautiful. And you have the Two of Cups, which is absolutely gorgeous. Then you have the Magician again over the heart. Here now it's crowning you, so that's gorgeous. You have the Sun, and you have the Ace of Cups. You have the Hanged Man, the Nine of Cups, and the Seven of Cups. And then you have Judgment. So you definitely have your angels, your spirit guides watching over you, blessing you, moving you forward in healing, in greater understanding, and this profound and beautiful truth. And that's something that you're really challenging. No, it can be challenging. Okay, so Spirit is saying, no, challenging is right. So it is going to feel challenging for you to channel this energy for some reason or other. And we're just going to start here because that's where Spirit is starting. For some reason or other, you're going to sit there and look at the beauty that is around you, the prosperity that is guiding you forward, and think, oh, wow, I can't do this. I can't move forward this way. But you're hearing this call. You're hearing this call to be authentically you. You're hearing this call to sit there and embrace your prosperity and embrace your love and embrace your ideas and ideals. And you can't ignore it, but you might try to. And if you try to ignore it, you're going to be a little bit ornery during this time. So just know to answer that call and to let that brilliance shine through. Because you're crowned right here as the world opens to you. And as you have the Queen of Coins, the Queen of Pentacles right there, you have the Ten of Cups. And they all live happily ever after. This is prosperity, and this is bounty, and this is brilliance, and this is beauty the way that you want it in your life. Now, it might not be with the family right here, this kind of traditional family. It can be whatever it is that you want to create within your world. But it's embracing that love, that joy, that brilliance, the fact that the world gets to be a part of your life and your joy gets to be a part of this world. And it gets to be the power that moves you forward. It gets to be the inspiration that guides you. It gets to be something so astoundingly beautiful that you sit there and you're like, oh, this gets to be me, doesn't it? Like, I get to be inspired. I get to be emboldened. I get to be watched over by my angels, by my spirit guides, by the world. And I get to embrace the world. and not be held back from it. And it leads you to healing. It leads you to moving forward. It leads you to falling in love. It leads you to a sense of, this is my truth. This is where I stand, and this is what I stand for. And this is what I've been waiting for so long. And it makes you the magician. It says, as above, so below. As you believe it, so it becomes. As, excuse me, as you look at the pain that has held you back, as you look at the traumas and the dramas that you have been through, and it can be for 16 years or better, when all of this started, when you sit there and you're just watching your world, kind of like jaw on the floor type of moments, and you're like, how? How did all of this happen? And it's because it's time to stand before the altar of your existence. It's time to realize that you're a heck of a lot stronger than you ever thought you were, especially when it comes to your heart, Aries. You know, you're very good at action. You're very good at a problem and finding a solution, because Aries is the god of war. The god of war is very good at problems and solutions, but to trust your emotional instincts, to trust your heart, that could be a little bit harder. And you're going to find that that's where your real power comes from, Aries. And Aries who sits there and says, listen, I might not want to rule all the time, but I get to rule my life because nobody gets to dictate over me. And as I rule my life, I get to stand in my truth. I get to stand in my power. I get to embrace this understanding. And I get to stand before the altar of my existence, using all the powers of divinity, all the powers that God has graced me. And look at my eternity and know that my words have power, know that my actions have power, and start to believe in myself, because nobody gets to have power over me and power over my way forward. And that starts to make all the hardships, all the pains, all the disappointments that you have been through, that gives it reason. That has you looking at things and being like, oh wow, that's why, isn't it? That's why that happened. And it opens you to the sun, to blessings, as you stand on stage, as you are inspired, and as you inspire others. And it lets you embrace your heart and your joy and your heartbreak and your disappointment and see what it was all for, because it's calling on those emotions. It's kind of like a really good actor and a really good writer and a really good artist. They've lived. They might not have lived the way that other people say, oh, I've lived, and they've gone and they've done all these crazy things. But they embrace the emotion, and they've had these beautiful highs and these terrible lows and everything in between. And they invoke that emotion within you. And so here, that's what's happening. It's that emotion is being invoked, and that beauty is coming forward. And it's the fact that you are a work of art. And it's the fact that you're embracing that work of art, that beauty of soul, that challenge of self. And you're not letting people take you by eyes. You're not letting people see this radiance around you and say, you know, that gets to be me. If you're happy, that means I can't be happy, because they come from a place of lack. This is no longer looking at the world and saying there's lack, there isn't enough. This is looking at the world and saying there is enough. There is beauty, and there is inspiration, and there is power, and there is brilliance, and I get to be a part of it. I get to move forward in it. And I don't get to be left behind in sorrow anymore. And then your cup runneth over. The Ace of Cups over the Eight of Swords, the doubt, the despair, the heartbreak, the pain, the disappointment, the trappings of our mind. Divinity hands you this cup, and it overflows. And it's ourselves overflowing with emotions. It can be tears and, kind of feeling embarrassed by being so emotional during this time and thinking, how do I move forward? And am I letting my emotions get the best of me? And, oh my gosh, I'm overwhelmed at times. And it's looking at this, and then it's saying, okay, stop and breathe. Heal and become. Understand. Understand the beauty that is guiding you. Understand that there is a greater plan here for you than you ever could have imagined. See yourself. Embrace yourself. Let the waters come. Let the tears come. Let the breath come. Let the weight be lifted off of your chest. And let the love come into your life. And as it heals, and as you heal spiritually, emotionally, powerfully, you start to see things differently. And you embrace that Queen of Cups. You embrace the fact that you get to be a ruler of your emotional life and of your emotional self. And nobody else gets to dictate to you how you feel. You get to own that. And people can make you doubt that along the way. And you can sit there and say, oh, they're making me feel. And it's like, no, they're not making me feel anything. It is my own insecurities. And this is hard. This is so hard. It's my own insecurities, my own sense of, oh, am I doing enough? Am I helping enough? Am I moving things forward in the right way? That's making me feel that sense of lack, that sense of guilt, that sense of anger, that sense of being overwhelmed. And so here, it's stepping back and it's saying, I matter. And I start to look at things differently. The hangman is, I look at things differently than the way I once saw the world. And Aries, you are looking at things differently than you have before. You're looking at things differently also than everybody else around you. And you're not wrong. Now, this isn't saying, run off, join the circus, everything like that. But it's seeing your way forward in love and in beauty and in the understanding of you. And I'm just looking at all the different heads on the tree, and it's odd, but it's beautiful. And it's moving you in that inspiration. And the Nine of Cups is that blessing coming forward, is that joy as you see that people have your back, or divinity has your back in a way that you didn't expect it. And somebody could be pointing that out to you. It's like, wow, you're really blessed. And then you kind of step back and you're like, wow, I am, aren't I? That's awesome. Because the Nine of Cups, it's always easier for other people to see the blessings than it is for us. And in the public arena, you're going to sit there and people really don't want to point out our blessings to us because, again, excuse me, it's that sense of, well, if you have these blessings, I don't get to have them. And with the Nine of Cups, it is seeing your blessings, it is seeing your beauty, it is getting to be a part of it. And it is knowing that there is greatness around you, that there are wishes being granted as you move forward in this duality. And as the roads that you thought you had, the options that you thought you had, they start to open up. You thought there were two ways, always. And now they start to open up. And it's like, oh, wow, that really is gorgeous. And then you embrace the Lovers. And the Lovers has your dreams. And doesn't love always have our dreams to it? I'm embracing what I love in life. So I'm bringing forward my dreams. I'm bringing forward my dreams of what I want my life to be. I'm bringing forward my dreams of the partner that I want in my life, or the way I want my relationship to be moving forward. I'm bringing forward my dreams. I'm not hiding them away anymore. And that little, space in the back of my mind where I get to visit them every now and then, my beautiful, perfect dreams. They don't get to be sullied by the world and by other people and by disappointment. But now it's time to bring the dreams forward. It's time to bring the world and the dreams together. Because it's saying, yes, life will not be a storybook every moment of every day. It won't always be easy and fun and laughter-filled. But it is real and it is beautiful. And it is, again, your work of art. And you are taking your dreams and you're saying slowly and steadily, I get to be living this. I get to be living my joy. I get to be, moving forward in my truth. I get to be embracing my soul. And that becomes a powerful place when you take what you love and you take what is most sacred to you. Because our dreams become this sacred retreat. They become this sacred place that we can go to and say, I'm safe here. I'm safe in the beauty of my dreams. And one day I'll bring it forward, but not today. Because life is too harsh and there's just not enough time and everybody else needs everything from me. Now it's time to carve out that little bit of space to have these dreams move you forward in power and in beauty and in understanding. So let's look at your spirit animals. Aries, January 16th to the 31st, 2021 Aries. January 16th to the 31st, 2021 Aries. January 16th to the 31st, 2021 Aries. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading. And show me clearly, angels. Fantastic. The wolf spirit, you turn knowledge into wisdom. You are seeing all the knowledge that you have accumulated over your life, becoming the wisdom that you live by. And it becomes part of your pack song, part of your truth. And then leads you to the bee spirit. It says, sweet results await. There gets to be sweetness in your life. Like that little bit of honey that gets on the rim of your teacup. And when you get it on your lips and you lick it off, it's that surprise bit of sweet. That's what life is. It's those moments of those surprise bits of sweets. The joy that just fills your heart and embraces your soul and moves you forward. It's that love, it's that beauty. Sweet results await. And they await slowly and gently. but powerfully and truthfully. It brings you then to the peacock spirit. Let it shine. Let your heart shine. Let your joy shine. Let you shine. Don't sit there and be afraid of what everybody else thinks or, if it's right or if it's wrong. Let you shine forward. As long as you're coming from a place of love and kindness and peace and beauty, let it shine. Your subconscious spirit animal message is the vulture spirit. Nothing is wasted. Nothing you have been through in your life is a mistake or a waste of time, a waste of space. Nothing is wasted. It is all part of a divine plan. It is all part of the beauty that moves you forward. It is all part of a healing of soul and a power of self. Nothing is wasted. This is one of my favorite cards because it's so easy to forget and so beautiful to be reminded. Your subconscious person message is the Queen of Cups. You rule your life, and you are blessed by the grace and the beauty that is before you, that is within you, that is around you. And you are moving forward in this beauty, in this truth, and in this understanding in a very surprising way. It moves you then to your subconscious chakra message, which is clarity, the third eye chakra. The world opens to you. Things become a lot more clear than they were before. And you're moving forward in that clarity. You are embracing that truth. And you're seeing things with honesty. Listen to that honesty. It moves you then to your subconscious tarot message, which is the Hierophant. And this is Taurus energy, April 20th to May 20th. This is wisdom. This is following your truth. This is listening with rapt attention to what your soul desires, to where it is that you need to stand. Because the Hierophant is the Pope in the Rider-Waite-Smith deck. And that's what is being depicted here. The people, everyone in their finery, listening. And so here, there is the sense of being able to tell kings and queens what to think. There's this sense of power and beauty and understanding. And that is within you. So to walk your truth, to state your dreams, to embrace that passion, is to move you above kings. And that is extraordinary. And then leads you to go deeper into the subconscious message. And you have the Four of Dice, of discs. There we go. I was like, dice? No. And so here, this is beautiful offerings, but this is also vampiric energy, things that want to steal away the prosperity that is around you. This is sitting there and seeing your worth, seeing your prosperity, seeing your bounty, and moving forward in that truth and saying, this is who I am, and this is where I want to be. And no longer am I sacrificing my prosperity, my energy, my time, my effort for everybody else. Because if I do that, then I can't hold court over my beauty. I can't sit there and embrace my grace and my truth. And it's more than time. Yeah. And as you walk into your world without the weight of those who want to rob it away, you walk into a beauty that is astounding. It takes your breath away. It's like, oh my gosh, I have so much more energy. I have so much more, belief within myself. I've freed myself from vampires. And those vampires, they're whomever in your life. It can be a memory. It can be a person from your past who, robs your joy. Your mind just goes back to what they said. It's what holds you back. It's that Eight of Swords. It's what holds you back and keeps you caged. And here, there's a healing from it, and there's a release. It's like, I don't want that in my life anymore. And I'm embracing a new way forward and a new power to my truth. All right, Aries, I hope this reading has resonated with you. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. May harmony always be with you. I am sending loving, healing energy to each and every one of you. I love you all, and stay safe. Let's end this reading with a meditation, a clearing away of negative energy, a raising of our positive energy as you move forward in the healing beauty of your dreams and of your truth, as the world opens to you in a way that you hadn't expected. but in a way you've always dreamt of, but dared not hope it would come true. Now it is time to hope, and now it is time to believe, and now it's time to enter into that world. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. May you move forward in peace and in harmony, Aries.